Alright guys, so on this chapter, or this lesson, we're in chapter 2. It's going to be lesson 8, page 156 right here. There's really two ways of finding, solving these percent problems, two ways of doing it. So one is what they call a double number line. Okay, so what you see with a double number line is you see that it has tick marks lined up. So there's one, there's another one, and it's all lined up like that, okay? So it says 10 is 25% of what number? So you start off and you say, okay, well, 10 is 25%. So line up, start your number lines, get two number lines, put 0, that should be 0%. Now 10 should be lining up with 25, okay? Because it says 10 is 25%, so 10 is 25%. Now continue that percentage. So 25, 50, 75, 100, okay? Now, as these are going up for tick marks, so is the 10. So 25 plus 25 is 50%. In the same way, 10 plus 10 is 20, okay? Plus another 25 is 75, plus another 10 is 30, plus another 25 is 100%, plus another 10 is 40. So the answer, once you get to 100%, that's the answer. It's 40. Okay, so it says, so 10 is 25% of 40. Okay, so same thing here. Use double number lines to model 75% and 90. Okay, so, oh, sorry, it says Islamic hymns make up 75% of Abdullah's collection. If he has downloaded 90 hymns, how many hymns does Abdullah have in his collection? Okay, so it's saying that 75% is 90. So notice 90 and 75% are lined up here. 75% and 90. Okay, now a really easy percentage that goes into 75% is again 25%. So notice this top line is broken into 25% sections. So if 75% is 90, and then you go back by, a fourth, you need to figure out if 25% is fourths of 100, then what is also 90%? Okay, so you need to figure out what is fourths. What does it go into? Okay, so 3 25s would be 75, so 3 30s is going to be 90. All right. So then you got to figure out, again, what's the 100%? That's 120. Okay, and that's the double number line method. Honestly, it's a lot more visual than, it's good to be visual. It's good to be able to see what you're doing. But this way right here is the way I have always used. Ways like this. This is, in my opinion, much more useful. Setting up it as proportions, okay? So what it's doing here is 15 is 30% of what number? So 15 is 30%. And then you just leave that blank. Of what number? 15 of what number is 30%? Or 225 is 75% of what number? Okay, so 225 is 75% of what number? And the way you really do this is you say, what relationship does 75 have to 225? Well, 75 times 3 is 225. So that means if these are going to be the same, 100 times 3 needs to be whatever this number is. Okay? And so your answer is just going to be 300. So 225, 300, 75. So this is 300. So since 75 times 3 is 225, multiply 100 by 3. So 225 is 75% of 300. Okay? That's the sort of way that you do these types of problems. Or in this case, this would have just been, what relationship does 30 have with 15? Well, so it shows right here. 30 divided by 2 is 15. So 100 divided by 2 is 50. So my answer is going to be 50. All right, so now I'm actually going over the book. let's start doing the double number lines. Again, I don't really like this method, but it will work. So 40 is 20% of what number? So 40 is 20%. So here's, let's make this the percentage. So this is going to be 0%. That's going to be 0. Now let's divide this into 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's going to have to work. Not perfectly even, but so this is going to be 20%, 40%, 60%, 80%, 100%. Now I'm going to line these up. Okay, so 40 is 20%. So if this is plus 20, plus 20, plus 20, plus 20, plus 20, this is going to be plus 40, plus 40, plus 40, plus 40, plus 40. So at 100%, we're at 200. That's my answer with that double number line. Okay, now it says 90 is 25%. Okay, so 25%, that's going to be talking about 4 sections. So, okay, so here's 25, 50, 75, 100%. So these are percents. Now 25 is 90. 25 is 90, so this is plus 90. So this is plus 25, plus 25, plus 25, plus 25. This is plus 90, plus 90, plus 90, plus 90. So my answer, 360. At 100%, I'm at 360. Again, I don't really like these as much. This makes a lot more sense to me. So write a percent proportion to solve each problem. So 120 is, we're solving for whatever's down here, is 30% of what? Okay, so 30 has a relationship with 120 of being multiplied by 4. So 100 has a relationship with our unknown number of being multiplied by 4. So 4 times 100 is 400. Okay, so 60 is 15% of what number? 15 has a relationship with 60 of being multiplied by 4. So again, my answer, 100 times 4 is 400. All right, that's it. I'm going to go ahead and go on to this side. I'll try to do this one. Double number lines are even difficult to explain. So here we go. I'm going to try it. So if I'm talking about 90% like this, then I'm going to break this top section into little 10% pieces. So let's do this. Okay, so I'm going to say this is 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So that's going to be, I need to make sure these things are lined up. Okay, so look, what we know is 63 is 90%. So here's 90%, that's 63. We're looking for 100%. But if 90% is 63, think about this. There's 10 of these. 9 of them go into 63. So what goes into 63 9 times? I'm going to say that's 7. Okay, so we're at 0, 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, 70. At 100%, we're at 70. See, like I said, I don't really like this, but I don't know. The book wants you to learn it, so we're going to do it this way. So 25%, I know 25 goes into 100 4 times, so I made 4 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're at 0, 25%, 50%, 75%, 100%. Now at 25, we are at 80. So if that's going up 25, 25, 25, 25, this needs to go up 80, 80, 80, oops, and then 80. There's my answer at 100%, 320. Okay. Now again to the more valuable way, in my opinion. All right, write a percent proportion and solve the problem. 22 of some number is the same thing as 44%. Remember, percent means out of 100. So 44 has what relationship to 22? That's actually just divided by 2. So if I divide this by 2, I'd get 50. I'd get 50. Okay, next one. 450 is something, is 75% of something. Okay, so the relationship that 450 and 75 have together is it's times 6. So what is 100 times 6? That's 600. So again, boys, just to be clear, I don't want to say that you don't have to know how to do this, but you really don't. I don't. I know I've never used this in my life. So it says 80 is 25% of what number? So I would do 80 is 25% of what number? And honestly, this is what I would do. I would say, a lot of people say cross multiply in this case, which is really true. I guess that'll work. So what cross multiplying is, you multiply these two numbers together, then you multiply these two things together, okay? And whatever number makes these two things the same is going to be your answer. So this is like 8,000. 100 times 80 is 8,000 equals 25 times some number. This is actually algebra. And it's such an easier way to solve it, in my opinion. So I would divide by 25 on each side. And honestly, I'm not quite sure. Let's see, I'm going to guess 40 times 4 times 8, 32, so 320, I believe, is my answer. I think 8,000 divided by 25 is 320. Oh, well, yeah, there's the answer. It was already there. I forgot. But that's how I would actually end up doing this. Either way, for now, I guess just do what the book says. Hopefully later we will learn this method.